how this piece was inspired.
This piece here is called Dead History. The piece starts off in this piece here, which really means nothing. It's almost an insignificant piece. Then I begin to add pieces to it. Then I began to add beads and stuff. This here is silver. Silver is welded to stainless steel. Stainless steel is welded with copper and gold. None of these metals are supposed to be able to weld, but if you run your heat right, if you do things right, you can do the impossible. So there's nothing that's impossible to do. It's just a matter of finding out how to do it. When I was in the hospital and I had my legs, my knee joints replaced, the doctor became more fascinated with my artwork because I was healing so quickly, and he was more interested in what I was doing as an artist. And he was saying, did you ever think about using a prosthetic, joint? And I said, like, what are you talking about? And he said, well, I have these prosthetic hips and stuff. He said, would one fit into a piece of artwork? And I said, well, give me one, and we'll see. He said, if it welds, it'll fit in. So he gave me this piece that they had taken out of this person and worn out, and it welded beautifully, so I put it into it. Since the name comes from history, and because, it is an actual thing. Then I had this piece here, was a necklace that didn't work, and so I added it to it to give color. But then I realized as you move around a piece, I don't want just one side. Say, like this is the front of the piece. I don't believe in the front of a piece of artwork. This here is the whole other side of a piece of artwork. It could be the front if you wanted it to be the front. It can be the side if you wanted it to be the side. If you turn and photograph it, you won't even know it's the same piece of sculpture. Then let's move around here, back here. And we'll see the prosthetic hip changes. Not only does it change, the angles and stuff all begin to change. And again, it's not a front, it's not a back, it's not a side. It's, again, a piece of artwork all within its own. It has its prosthetic hip. It's no longer the ball joint. It has the spaces. It has stainless steel face. It has smaller places that interact with the faces. It has other pieces that are symbolic, in sort of a religious form, as you would find in temples. And again, Tricky will move over here. And I'm going to move you again. And I'm going to bring you in here. And then I take you inside the piece. I don't leave you outside the piece. By bringing you inside the piece, I have these figures in here. And I have these figures in here. And then I have these figures in here which will draw you into the piece. So you are moving not only from the outside of the piece, you're moving into the piece. So you have no beginnings, you have no things, and you begin to experience the life of the piece as life itself evolves. There is no front to a person or back to a person. There is his beginning, his life, his middle, and stuff. And here, priming. Start with what you would call the front. Put you over here. I want you to photograph here. I want you to notice the piece. I want you to notice down in here. I want you to notice the narrowness of the piece. Now I want you to bring your camera over this way. I want you to notice how the piece broadens out. I want you to notice here, here, you have two different mounts. Now again, too, you can go this to front if you wanted, but it's not. You can go on the side if you want, but it's not. Then I'm going to bring you around again. And when we come back over here to another. Again, you'll notice the piece begins to narrow, and if you were to photograph this piece here, you will not know it is the same piece. It completely speaks its own language, and it's the connection to the thing, like a society. Then we'll come again, and we'll bring around, come on around.
Which way am I going?
You're coming here.
Over there?
And you'll notice we have top heavy, sparse, open up things. Again, a whole other dimension. So if you photograph this, when you put them all together, you go, that's one piece? Yes, it's one piece. You know, but yet it is not one piece. It's many pieces that are all put together. And as you look around the pieces, they're all on the same. I'll take you to this piece here. You notice the judgment. This is the deer head. And it's more or less a comical piece. Now let's take the piece and let's turn it. You completely lose what you see on the other side. Again, this is now another piece of art. So the person would buy this, they say, well, I want to, show that I bought two pieces. All I have to do is turn it around and say, hey, I got two pieces of art. The same artist. But no, they really only have one piece.
Very
and
cool.
all of the pieces are doing the same thing. And this is the object I have. And as you move around the pieces, they will change. They will,
evolve
and be
another
up front.
piece.
There'll be an A side and a B side, and they'll do anything. And if you step back again and look at dead history, even from a back angle from here, which you've already shot, come back around there, shoot it, and you get a three-sided piece. Like if you shoot from inside, you get a really total concept of the piece.
Wonderful.